Hi folks! If you ever try to grow your own plants, then the next step for sure is the green box. Because normal official green boxes on the market are quite expensive, I decided to build it by myself. And I found this what I think it's quite cheap solution with this Ikea cabinet. So, let's go and let's see how I did it. I choose this Ikea cabinet, which I found on the website, and it was also quite cheap. The only issue that it has is that from the side the walls are perforated, so there is no glass. So you have to order the plexiglass at your local store. Here are the dimensions. And after you got it, you have to glue it on each side. This is to keep the moisture inside the cabinet. The assembly of the cabinet is quite straightforward. You just have to follow the manual and there should be no issues. Before the back panel is mounted, it's good to drill the holes for the wires that will go through the cabinet for the electrical installation. If we do it afterwards, then all the dirt and everything will be inside, all the metal parts, so it's better to do it before installing the backplate. Because we want to keep the moisture inside the cabinet as much as possible, it's recommended to seal the backside of the cabinet as well. I use the silicone, and I like to use the masking tape because at the end the sealing looks really nice. For the lights, I used Barina T5 type lights. I attached the magnet to it, I glued the magnet to it, so they were very easy to mount and dismount on the cabinet and on the shelves. For this reason, I glued washers on the shelves. For the fans, I used the 24-volt computer fans, but because they're black, I have to design the reading model with the new white housing. I also designed a place for a magnet for easier fixture into the cabinets. After the lights and the fans were prepared, mounting them into the cabinet was quite straightforward. Basically like putting the Lego blocks together. The shelves that I've used are not original ones, because they wouldn't fit into the cabinet after putting additional plexiglass on the sidewalls. Instead of that, I used a plexiglass shelf with a thickness of 10 millimeters. I decided to put wires on the backside of the cabinet because the look from the front side is much better. If you're not used of electrical wiring work, you should leave this work to some expert. However, you can still wire the cables inside of the cabinet from front side, you can use the cables, extension cables and split cables, which are given together with the LED lights. So it's also possible to do it without cutting the wires and assembling them from behind. But for me, I didn't want to have much wires visible inside the cabinet. For the fans, you have to, anyway, somehow find a solution, because they're 24 volts. If you will use 230 volts or maybe just one fan, yeah, that's also okay. I choose this solution. To maintain the moisture inside the cabinet, I also decided to seal the door from the cabinet. I used the sealing strip, which you can easily buy because of the high humidity in the cabinet. I wasn't sure how the adhesive will work with the stripe, so I decided to put in addition the super glue. I only sealed the door at the top, bottom and the right side, and it seems like it was more than enough. For controlling the cabinet's lights and the fans, I use Ikea smart switches, which I control via Home Assistant. But you can also use just a normal timer to switch on both. It seems like that additional humidifying of the cabinet is not necessary, because when you water the plants and put them inside, the humidity increases like crazy, and it's holding it up to 90% with no problem for days. Because of this, what you have to take care of is to switch on ventilators regularly to prevent fungal diseases. With building this Ikea green cabinet, I'm sure your plants will reach the next level.